What the fuck is...
Yo. Hey, what happened to the music? Why can't I hear us? Hold on a sec. Where's music? There we go. What do you think of that? We've got background music on live streams now. How's the audio? Can you actually hear it? Maybe you can't hear it. Oh, it just stops. It just stops after 3 seconds. Okay. Maybe you can still hear us. I don't know. Can you hear me? It's been a while since I've done this, so it's always been a while since I've done this when I'm doing this. Let me try it again. Hold on a sec. Okay. I hear it now. A bit of a tune. One of Decepticon's finest, in my opinion. One of my favorites. Maybe I'll pump it up a little bit. How's that? Oh yeah. Maybe it's too loud then though. Maybe my voice is too loud. I don't know. Let me know. Anyway, let me say hello to people. Let's see if this works. Donnie? Yes, it works. Very nice. And then the music just keeps cutting out. I don't know why that is. For me, maybe it's just on my end. I don't know. Maybe you can still hear us. Who's getting notifications now, says Donnie. Why can't I see the bar? Here we go. You are, Donnie. All the notifications. Rogue. G'day, mate. WTF is this then? You bloody drongo. As Rogue says on the streets. Zach Wilder says the return of the gourd. I like how every time I'm streaming, which isn't often, it's always like, oh, he's back, you know, the return. Because it's always been such a long period of time in between streams. Unfortunately. Not the way I'd like to do it. But got some worthwhile news to talk about, so I said I'd make some time. Donnie talking about his gourd. Killing people, I think. I think that's what he's talking about. Mr. Chopped himself in the house. What's up, Mr. Chopped? I hope you're keeping well. And Peepo, who, by the way, Peepo is becoming like my number one source of, like, anytime there's news, he's got to post it in the Discord before anyone else. You know, this guy's got his ear to the ground, his finger on the pulse, as it were. So you're very welcome, Mr. Peepo, the pumpkin, but also known as PPO Kojima, the gamer cat or something. What's he saying? You caught me before I was about to head off to bed, as it's 1:40 a.m. here, which is the same time here. We're in the same time zone, people. But I'll stay and watch, and I appreciate it. And I'm sorry I just made that noise in your ears. Donnie saying hello. And saying to smash that like, which I appreciate. Thank you very much, Donnie. See that? Do what he says. Or else. Chop can't hear shit. People can hear it. Okay, so you can still hear it right now. Nice. I'm a little bit disappointed because I'd like to hear it too. It's a nice song. It's just going to loop that one song over and over again because I don't know how to do like a full album. Maybe I'll figure that out one of the days. Zach Wilder says the hero we deserve. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. But maybe you're being a bit modest. Maybe more than a hero. Maybe God. You know, something like that. Those babies must be like 9 years old by now. Well, they're actually going to be 3 very soon. But when you consider that there's 2 of them, that's like 6 years of child experience when you combine them. And then the other one, that's 7 years total. So you're not far off. It feels like it's been that long. So, you know, what's up, Hulk Hogan? Brother! Anyway. What's the news, you might be wondering? Well, you probably already know. Peepo knows. PPO. It is this. Hopefully this will just pop up and nobody has to get hurt. Boom. Let me put the music down. Oh. That activated the music for me. Weird. Okay. So this is an article from Android Central. And again, credit to PPO for posting this in the Discord. Let me be aware of it. So GDC, Game Developer Conference, is a thing that happens every year. It's like an event. I'm not sure if it happened in the last couple of years because the whole COVID thing was probably like more of like an online thing, or maybe it was cancelled entirely. I'm not too sure. Don't care. It's an event for developers where they can kind of it's not really for the public, if you know what I mean. Although sometimes there is announcements made by studios there. They might reveal a game trailer or something like that for the public. So, you know, but mostly there's like lots of talks by game developers, for game developers, talking about technology and whatnot. And there was a talk that was specifically by Unity developers. Unity is the game engine, and they focused on PSVR 2 in particular, which is interesting. Kind of weird, kind of odd that they're talking about us before anyone really. But they gave a presentation. I'm just going to go through some bits here, and we'll get to some juicy stuff soon, I promise. Sony may have been a no-show. Okay, I'm going to just like skim. I should have highlighted this. I don't know why I didn't. But okay, so this guy Chess, I'm not even going to try. I'm sorry, Chess, Mr. Chess, who was a dev, I think, tweeted out that he had one of those VR moments today playing in the new PSVR 2 head-mounted display. You know, where the world just feels different when you return. So good. Thanks Shuhei Yoshida and Greg Rice for the demo and Chaz. And Shuhei replied saying, you know, don't mention it, you know, we're good pals. Actually, I think this guy he had something to do with Valve VR, the Index or something like that. So this guy's in the know, he knows about VR, this guy tested it out, so that proved that Sony were showing this off at GDC, behind closed doors, some sort of a demo. We don't know any really details about it. So while that was going on, media obviously wasn't privy to these backroom demos. I should probably mention the name of this person. This person talking is Michael L. Hicks, and he writes for Android Central. So Michael Hicks, he went into an intriguing GDC panel called Building Next-Gen Games for PlayStation VR 2 with Unity. So we knew this was going to happen. Why is my television gone black? I don't know. Wasn't really sure what they were going to talk about. But before I go on a little bit, let me just check these comments, see what you're saying. Hopefully the stream is still... Is the stream still alive? Everything's gone grey. I'm scared. Why can't I scroll down? Oh, here we go. Sorry. Chop can't hear because he's old. That's possible, Donnie. Zach Wilder says was really hoping we would get some crazy leaks this week. Leaks this weekend. I can't speak because I'm old. And Pigpo says Valve guy, the runner dev, and two others I can't remember though, got to try the PSVR 2. So none of them went into any actual detail. They just like, you know, we checked it out. And Donnie says, yes, we're live. Thank you, Donnie. I can't wait to VR with you folks again. Shit's been born. I know. I haven't done any VR either myself, so, you know, I can't talk. Where was I? I've actually lost where I was. Well, the media obviously wasn't privy, blah, blah, blah. I did get to... Okay, I read that, didn't I? Yeah. So, headed by Unity developers who ostensibly have PSVR 2 devs. I think ostensibly means something along the lines of apparently have PSVR 2 dev kits of their own. The panel ran through the differences coding virtual reality games for PS5 VR compared to the current headsets like the Quest 2. Sorry about that. Just disgusts me to talk about that headset. Sony already announced the PSVR 2 would use eye tracking to support foveated rendering, consolidating the highest graphics in your line of sight. So we talked about this already, we kind of know what this is. But Unity provided the first hard statistics of how much this improves performance. So this is where it gets a little bit technical, probably a little bit goes over my head, but I'm sure some of you will understand this. So GPU frame time improvements are up to 2.5 times faster with foveated rendering and up to 3.6 times faster with both foveated and eye tracking combined in unison together. I added that last part myself. Oh no, my sons are crying. Hold on a sec. I knew this was happening. I knew it. Hold on a sec. Emergency break.
What the fuck is this?
So he hasn't said anything since. I don't hear anything in the baby monitor. So maybe he put himself back to sleep. And we just continue. And nobody gets hurt. Sorry about that. I don't like how much I can hear my breathing and shit. Let me tone myself down. Excuse me. Where was I? This is some unprofessional shit going on. But you're used to it, aren't you? Chopped is old AF. 45 soon, yeah, it's pretty old. Get that coffin ready. Rogue. 44. All these old creeps outing themselves in the chat. Oh. A succulent $5 redos coming in from Mr. Chopped. I hope the thing will work. It should. The overlay's on. Might just take a few seconds. Thank you very much for that generosity. Chopped. There it is. Oh shit!
Chopped 517 ppk has just donated 5 through Super Chat. That's so moist. Them kids are old enough to take care of themselves. Smiley face.
Actually, technically, I think he did take care of himself. Thank you very much, Chopped, for the generosity, and I'm sorry if anyone else had their eardrums blown out by 5XL's voice. Where was I? Gotta keep them damn kiddos alive, says Zach. Unfortunately, well, yeah, legally I do. I think he just wanted to know. He just wanted to show us this new feature he figured out. You mean the Be Right Back? That's been around for like months now. Mr. Daniel. Are you hearing the song? It's gone for me now again because I switched scenes. I'm hoping it's back for you. I assume it is. Daft Dev 76, how you doing? Evening boss, how you keeping? And people, I can never figure out how to say his name in time. Number part near the bottom before the image is what you read up to. Well, thank you. Look at this guy being exceptionally useful. You know? Number part near the bottom before the image. Here we go. Let's get back into it. Yes. We talked about 2.5 times faster and 3.6 times faster. So there's an image here as well, which I can't zoom in on right now. But basically it just confirms. They're talking about something called a spaceship demo running at native 4K on a PS5. So I don't know if the spaceship demo is something that they've already demoed on different headsets and now they're using this on the PSVR 2, or if it was something that was built up from the ground up for the PSVR 2. I don't know about that. But oh shit, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I should have started the stream like an hour ago. Anyway. Let's keep going. Running the popular VR Alchemy Lab demo with demanding graphics like dynamic lighting and shadows, rendering and tracking dropped frame time from 3 point blah 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 to 14 point blah blah blah, which was a 2.3 time. Oh my god, the music just came on. A 2.3 time improvement. Okay, so it seems to vary between different demos, the performance plus whether, you know, demand and graphic shit was going on like lighting and shadows and whatnot. And running a 4K ship demo, CPU thread performance and GPU frame time were 32% and 14% faster respectively, which is what it said in the image here. In practical terms, developers will be able to optimize their games to make the most out of the PS5's raw power, and you'll never notice the dips on the periphery. At least in theory, that's how it works. So, I don't know how to translate that into, you know, when they're saying 2.3 times better than whatever, like, are they comparing that to another headset? Or what do they mean exactly? This is what I'm talking about when I'm not technically minded, you know, I don't understand that kind of thing. But that's why I'm talking to you, and maybe you can fill me in or leave a comment or whatever. Mr. Chop says, alive long enough to make some money off them kids. Yeah. Get that early retirement money in. Seems like your streaming game has leveled up, my man, says Zach. See, a bit of music changes everything, Zach. You know? Mr. Golden Nightingale says, Firewall Squad. How you doing, Golden Nightingale? And I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I do appreciate Firewall. So I'll give that a thumbs up. Chop says, so what type of measurement is blah 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 blah. That's just what it said. I'm just reading what they're writing down in the article, you know. Zach Wilder says, I like my power raw. Cook it first. Translate to smooth brain. Exactly, Donnie. That's exactly what I need. Okay. Let's keep going. So this is just an image from Horizon Call of the Mountain, which, by the way, I'll talk a little bit about that next because I saw a weird article about that I want to kind of talk about. But anyway, according to the Unity devs, eye tracking can also provide UI benefits beyond graphical enhancements. You can magnify whatever a player is looking at, both visually and auditorially, which when I read this, I was like, oh, that's actually interesting. So obviously we knew that with eye tracking, the developers will be able to know where you're looking, which makes sense. But, you know, you can imagine they can trigger something to happen visually, like if you look at something in a spooky game, like maybe the door slams when you look at it or something like that. But auditorially, you know, what if you're looking at a tap dripping, and then when you're looking at it, it kind of slightly increases the volume of that so that you feel like you're focusing on it or something. So that's like a cool little trick they could do with that, which I didn't think of. Or players can look at a specific object and squeeze the trigger to interact with it, ensuring players don't grab the wrong thing and get frustrated, which obviously happens a lot now with the Move controllers, which, you know, with the new Sense controllers, that's going to happen less, but it's still probably, there's a chance that could still happen if two objects are like right beside each other. But if you're looking at one specifically, it might be able to know what you want, and therefore less frustration. Let me check some comments real quick. Let me catch my breath real quick. Okay, so People says, I think they're saying better than the PSVR, but not sure if it's the PS4 and the thing or if it's using the PS5 with PSVR. You'd imagine, or you'd hope, that even without foveated rendering, that PS5 plus PSVR 2 would outperform PS4 with PSVR 1 by like more than 2 point whatever they're saying there, or 3 point whatever. At least that's what my hope would be. But those are just numbers in my head, unless I actually see that, you know, maybe it's way more impressive than it sounds to me, if you know what I'm saying. Google hasn't figured that out yet. Well, they need to get Donnie on the case. Team up with Elon Musk and figure it out. Zach says, eye tracking is going to make sim games like Ace Combat and Squadrons hit another level. Exactly. There's like all kinds of applications for it, which I kind of, like I said there, I didn't even think of some of them. Muzz is here all the way from cold Canada, which I hear is probably not that cold, at least near the American part. You know, the south border or whatever. It's like most Canada lives like on the border of America anyway, or some shit I read. Anyway, this is not the Canada show, alright? You subscribing to the wrong channel if you want that Canadian information. Mr. Germ says, don't know how I feel about NPCs telling me to stop staring at their goods. That'll be kind of, you know, a little bit creepy in that you know that the developers will add little counter or a little heat map on an NPC, and you'll just see it'll be on the boobs and the bums and the schlongs. You know, let's not rule that out too. People having a good laugh. It's pretty effing cold today, says Muzz. All right, okay. Well, it is March. It'll get warm. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, read that part. So, PSVR 2 tracks gaze, position, and rotation, pupil diameter, and blink states. So pupil diameter is kind of interesting. Apparently, if you're looking at someone that you love or that you fancy, that you're sexually attracted to, your pupils expand so that you're trying to get more of them in, you know, more of that light into the lens of your eyes. So a developer technically could figure out who you're sexually attracted to in a game. Just saying. That means that if PSVR 2, I don't like the way they gap PS and VR 2. I feel like it should all be one. Bothers me that they do this. Could know if you wink, there you go, or stare at an NPC, triggering some kind of personalized reaction if the devs program us. You know, Kojima would do that if he had a chance. Music just cut out for me. Oh, it's back. Or eye tracking can offer actual aim assist, so a poorly aimed throw course corrects closer to where you are looking. So think about a grenade. Think about throwing anything in Superhouse and how shit it was with the move controllers. But if it knew where you wanted it to go, that would have been way better, you know, and it could like course correct like it says here. I give you that aim assist. Of course, eye tracking will also allow more realistic avatars for social virtual reality games. Not a concern, but one thing I'd wonder is, if you're using eye tracking for doing one thing, does that mean you can't use it for doing something else? Is there like a limit to how much that can be used? I wonder. Maybe not. Maybe it's what's the word? Cheap on the system level, if you know what I mean. Because I don't know what I mean. So I hope one of you knows what I mean. Winter one day and then summer weather the next. Canada weather is ridiculous. Bro, you were fucked up. You said gays. I didn't say gays, did I? Are you talking to me? Yo muzz. Can't talk like that anymore. But there's nothing wrong with saying gays, even if you do say gays. You know? That's like the politically correct term, is gay. Zach says, so are we gonna need to pour on out for the AIM 2.0? I don't know. I assume you mean pour one out. I think we don't need an AIM 2 if these controllers are super good and we can just pop them into like a frame. Like an official one, but whatever, just a piece of plastic. Decepticon is here. You hear anything, Decepticon? You hear anything in the background there? Sound familiar? Hope you don't mind me using these in the live streams as well. I'm plagiarizing all your materials. Oh, he says, I hope you're keeping well. And Mr. Chairface. What's up, Mr. Chairface? How's it going? The reason I laugh a little bit when I see Mr. Chairface is because I'm thinking of all these filters I've seen lately on TikTok of people with a chairface filter and like wanting to be sat on, you know, in a perverted way. Anyway. People says, according to someone who knows tech a lot better than me, apparently eye tracking is the same as using gyro on the DualShock. I suppose. Now when you say the same as, what do you mean? As in it uses the same resources? Or the same bandwidth or something? Or the function of it is the same? Mr. Jackpot in the house, getting moist. Very suspicious that Decepticon and Jackpot rolled up together. You know, these little questicles, probably, you know, in the cubicle at McDonald's, getting hot and heavy with each other, and then they're like, yo, shit, we gotta go. Pumpkins is live. And then they arrive in together with their faces all red and sweating. Anyway, what are you watching? What do you mean, what am I watching? What question is this? Matty Fat Bat Cat. How you doing, Matty Fat Bat Cat? How did you find your PS5? I got it from Amazon. If that's what you mean. Chairface, all good, baby. This is Chairface. Good man, Chairface. On TikTok. Oh, on TikTok. I see what you mean. You don't choose what you watch. It just like randomizes like a bunch of videos for you to go flicking through. It's very addictive. Okay, so when you say the gyro, you're saying it doesn't use much power to use it. Thank you for clarifying, Mr. PPO. Let's keep reading. Okay, so Unity and other game engines, most likely. So this is something to keep in mind as well, that these results, these tests, these are all based on the Unity engine. So I imagine it could vary with different engines. Unreal 5, I don't know any other engines off the top of my head, but you know, there's a lot of proprietary in-house engines, so God knows if they're like super optimized, like whatever Sony London used for their games, Blood and Truth or whatever. If it's super optimized for VR, maybe the results are even better, you know. I don't know. We'll also use PSVR 2 eye tracking to create in-game heat maps that tell them exactly where players look in a given scene. Perverts will be exposed. But they won't use it to embarrass you, they'll use it to get you to buy more things. That's how it's going to work. Devs can use this during playtesting or public betas to see why players are struggling with a puzzle, flashbacks to Contagion, or what interests them the most in the environment. That goddamn light puzzle. Sorry, my back hurts. It's fair to hope eye tracking will make games better while also feeling a bit weirded out by the amount of physical data the headset can collect from you. I'm curious if games will let players know when eye tracking data will transmit to the developer, either in the terms of service or more openly with an opt-in request before playing. So do you feel a bit weirded out by that? Or does it not bother you? Personally, I don't give a shit. That algorithm knows you. Yeah, I see a lot of weird shit, I suppose. You enjoy the chair-faced content. Well, yeah, I won't lie. I enjoy the... Like, because I've seen my sister's, and hers is completely different. You know, it's like cleaning tips and shit. I'm like, how are you getting all this trash? Where's all the perverted shit? Bernadoodle, he's awesome. Don't know who he is. Chopped, not sure what you're talking about. Probably not addressing me. People says, I'm guessing the best engine for VR is Unreal, as when I was looking at job listings, it looked like Firesprite is using it for Horizon Call of the Mountain. Interesting. Interesting that they're not using Decima, considering that's what Horizon uses, and they'd probably want it to be as, you know, the parity between those two titles to be as close as possible. But like Unreal 5 uses that nanite tech where you can have like just like infinite fucking detail at like no expense somehow through witchcraft. So that could be very good for virtual reality. Zach Wilder, the headset's gonna see all my eye floaters. They're gonna know, Zach. They're gonna know how filthy your dirty little eyeballs are. Unity is usually for smaller studios. That's true, but there was a demo that they put out, like, I want to say last week, which was their version of the Unreal 5 kind of, where they're like trying to wow you, and it does look very impressive. It was like, you know, very like, you know, this is the future. You know, it showed a woman, I think it's called Enemies, if you want to look it up. Like super advanced graphics. But yeah, whereas I think I'm here next. The Unity developers also made an interesting point that feels obvious in hindsight. PSVR 2 games can support asymmetric couch co-op multiplayer with non-viewer gamers in the room. So is this the first time we've got confirmation that the social screen will return, even though it's probably a given, but I don't think they actually said it before, have they? Because I remember with PSVR 1 they talked about the social screen as if it was like a feature, and then like 3 games used it, and then they kind of didn't really mention it at all for PSVR 2. Anyway, you can cast the Quest 2 and other headsets to the TV, but the PSVR 2 will constantly connect to a console that's always hooked up, making multiplayer a more natural fit. Devs can create multiple in-game cameras and point one feed to the headset, another to the TV for players, ensuring their experience the same. Yeah, this is all. We've already got this with PSVR 1, so that's not too interesting. It'll be exciting to see which of the best PS5 games can support this kind of hybrid VR 2D play. Oh, there's more. Lastly, the PSVR 2 controller's haptic feedback, finger tracking, and trigger resistance will give devs more realistic, differentiated reactions based on whatever the player's doing. Kind of already know this stuff. Also, they gave an example of spatial haptics, where an explosion on the player's right could provide the most feedback in the right controller and scale down the intensity on the headset and left controller. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Does that suggest, because I know they talk about how they got like a single motor in the headset for like haptics, but is it as detailed as what we're going to get in the controllers? You know how the DualSense, it's like very precise where the vibrations are. So the fact that they're talking about scaling down the intensity maybe indicates it can kind of go from like left to right or whatever. But maybe it's just like turning down the intensity, which is exactly what they said, so that's probably what it is. The Unity devs warned that heavy trigger resistance should be used mindfully to avoid fatiguing users. Its players face resistance every time they draw a bowstring in Horizon Call of the Mountain. Okay, I was about to say that's confirmation you can shoot bows, but this is just him speculating. Immersion can turn to frustration depending on the physical capabilities of the gamer. While I couldn't sneak into a developer session and try the PSVR 2 for myself, I felt like this panel gave me an idealized sneak peek at how the headset could stand apart from other headsets, assuming devs take advantage of these tools. Both PSVR 2 and Oculus Quest Pro, which also supports eye tracking. Oh, it does? Is that shit confirmed? Have the potential to make VR much more immersive and reactive to players than ever before. And PS5 VR in particular will invite families and loved ones to join in on the excitement without needing to have their own headsets. This part, they're focusing too much on this social screen stuff. I think they don't realize that you could do this on PSVR 1 and just nobody wanted to. Anyway, that's that article. What did I miss? Is that bag of ham I see in the house? But I missed Zach's comment here. Iron Man was made with Unity, and that was mostly awesome. Yeah, you'd call that like a AAA PSVR title. And there he is, the man with two eyes and a nose, aka Bog O'Ham, as Decepticon likes to call him. How you doing, Roy? Long time no see. I hope you've been well. Hope you're keeping well. And look, another blast from the past. SFV Studios, what's up? One step closer to make VR technology more popular. Excuse me. I hope all of you are keeping well. Zach says, won't the Sense controllers need hand straps to really track your fingers? I don't think they track all your fingers. I think they track these three. You know, like your middle, your index, and your thumb. Your thumb's not even a finger, I think. But I'll be surprised if they don't have a strap. At least an optional one. Chop's seen that Batman today. Shit was long. 3 hours long. I saw it myself. I thought it was very good in the first half. And then it kind of just dragged on a bit too much for my liking. But still good, but not as good as The Dark Knight. There, I said it. Roy Schwartz says, ham, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear that ham is good. Nice and salted. I'm going to have to cough, I'm sorry. Forgive me. If you throw up live, you go viral. Decepticon, desperate for me to expel bodily fluids or collapse. The chair thing is going to happen one day. Whether I'm streaming or not is another thing, but this will definitely collapse while I'm sitting on it. Muzz says, yeah, Decepticon, that's what everyone craves to see, someone throwing up. Hey, this is gamer vomit, and I can sell this on eBay. Cambria needs to stop their meta shit, says people. So Cambria is what they're calling the Pro. This Pro. Is the Pro the same thing as the Cambria? That's what I want to know. 70-30 on collapse first. Probably. Now listen, seeing as we were talking briefly about, we go back to this topic in a sec, if you want. By the way, that was Michael L. Hicks. If you missed it, from AndroidCentral.com, the source to that is in the description, as is the source for the next one, I hope, if I was smart enough to remember to do it. This is weird, I don't believe it. You can look at the headline for yourself. I'll zoom in a little bit. Doesn't seem right to me, but according to GameRant.com, this article by Daniel D'Angelo. Players may need to stream Horizon Call of the Mountain rather than download it. Sony's international trademark filing, this is all based on trademarks, patents and shit, for the upcoming Horizon Call of the Mountain might point to the possibility of it being a streaming only game. Just sounds ridiculous to me. I'd be very shocked if this is true. But anyway, let me get to the good part. Blah 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 blah. So, however, there may not be the only thing that are different about Horizon Call of the Mountain. Trademark filings indicate that the game may be a streaming exclusive. Now, there's talk of this Project Spartacus shit, where it's going to be Sony's new streaming service, where it's going to combine PlayStation Plus with PlayStation Now and some other shit, and apparently there's going to be like 3 or 4 tiers to it, so you can pick and choose which plan you want. So maybe they'd try and push like a streaming tier with an exclusive like this, but I don't know. Sounds disgusting. You wouldn't want any latency issues in a virtual reality game, never mind a flat game. I mean, you could tolerate it in a flat game maybe, but you definitely can't have that in a virtual reality game, so I don't know why they would risk it with that. With no option for players to download it. I don't know. According to the World Intellectual Property Organization database, Sony Interactive Entertainment filed international trademarks, blah 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 blah, early January, standard practice. However, Sony has chosen to file Call of the Mountain under the category of non-downloadable game software, which is a subset of Class 41 trademark AB blah blah blah, which generally applies to non-interactive educational content, but also covers certain video streaming services and television programs. What if it's not a game? Can you imagine that? What if Jackpot was right all along? It's just a little boat ride, it lasts for 10 minutes, it's streamed, it's awful. No, it can't be. It's got to be just a weird... I don't even know if it's probably not even a mistake, because they also filed the trademark under Class 9, which covers all computer programs. In addition, I don't want to read all this class bullshit, but where's the good part? I didn't highlight it. Hold on a sec. Let me get to the good part. I know there was another. There, here he is. It is worth noting that Sony describes Horizon Call of the Mountain as downloadable in the trademark's Class 9 description. So, in one section they're calling it non-downloadable, in another section they're calling it downloadable. So, I'm going to believe the less stupid one. Let's see what you're saying. I don't want to read all that, because you kind of get the gist of it there. Sorry, let me just get to the comments. It's on cryptobets.com. How many cryptos he putting down? How many Dogecoins he putting on that? Mr. Jackpot says not the same, supposedly. So Camry is not the same as Pro. I see. I don't know if it's just me, but there's a skip in the audio. I'm constantly hearing a skip, like it stops sometimes and then it continues. It should loop. Do stream a real shoot. It's not even going to be a shooter. You just sit down and look. There'll be no shooting, so don't worry about it, Jackboss. Chap says, I'll donate 100 if we can get a puke and a broke chair at the same time. If you donate the amount for a Herman Miller chair, that's like, if I win the lotto, that's what I'm getting, one of these Herman Miller chairs, which are apparently the best of the best, but they're like ridiculously expensive. But they're like great for comfort, you know. Then maybe I will do degrading things on camera, job. Maybe. People says stream just seems odd as streaming games isn't there yet. Exactly. Especially now, like it's not even there with the flat games, you know. Unless you're living in a place where you got like super high speed Google fiber internet or whatever. But if you're talking about, if you're doing a stream only game for a virtual reality game, that means people who don't have internet access, and they still exist, you know, won't be able to play any of your virtual, like that game, you know. Why would they do it with that game and not the other games then? You know, it just seems really stupid, you know. But I just wanted to talk about it because I was like, this it was so stupid I had to talk about it, you know? That kind of a way. There's nothing else really I want to say about that. So let me close it. And get myself some RAM back. Excuse me, I'm about to burp. Maybe I will throw up. Zach Wilder says there's no way I'll be able to stream... Ugh, skipped all the way down. There's no way I'll be able to stream VR games with my bum ass connection speed. I can't talk today, I'm really bad, sorry. But exactly, Zach is one of those people. Why would you want to alienate Zach? Zach would be like, oh, I can't play your VR game, so I'm not going to buy your VR headset. You know, it's just stupid. Chap says, instead of GTA 5 adding VR, they're adding a monthly subscription for next-gen console users. I saw that. However, don't give up faith that they'll add VR. Because they're not going to add it now, because VR, the headset's not here yet. We got to wait for the headset. Which might not be until 2023. Peep Up the Pumpkin. Also, oh, actually, I did see this, people. Maybe it was you who linked it, but I saw it somewhere. Greg Miller is pointing to something coming from Sony. Not sure if VR, though, has heard 3 things that are big. Yeah. He put out a tweet. So Greg Miller is the host of Kinda Funny. He's used to be with IGN. He's got a lot of Sony connections and whatnot. He hangs out with Shuhei Yoshida. You probably already know him. He pointed out that, I think he said, if any of the 3 things I've heard about Sony pan out this week, it's going to be very interesting week or something like that. So he's delayed. He has like a PlayStation podcast that goes out every, we'll say Tuesday for handy in a sec, and he's delaying that until Thursday because he suspects something's going to happen early this week and that they'll want to talk about us on Thursday, basically. Roy Schwartz with the Ree. What's going on, Roy? You okay? This isn't like you. Mus says, doubt there's a chance of GTA 5 hitting... Excuse me. Doubt there's a chance of GTA 5 hitting virtual reality when PSVR 2 releases. Now, why do you say that, Mr. Muzz? I would imagine that Rockstar will jump on any opportunity. I'm not saying giving it away for free, but giving it an opportunity to sell GTA 5 again, another copy of that. Why wouldn't they? PPO says, oh, you've changed your account. Streamed in assets, maybe, as COD does that for better assets in the game. Does it? Does it do it for like PlayStation 5, Xbox, or I know Switch has like a lot of cloud games and shit, but yeah, I don't know. Like the way they're describing it is you can't download it to your console. You know, that seems like a big red flag, as in like, you know, stupid. Decepticon says, what do you know about Herman Miller? Well, my favorite streamer uses a Herman Miller, and he says you should never be cheap when it comes to the things that you use every day, like chairs, shoes, mattresses, you know. Fuck you, think I am a bank, give me back my $5, I'm out. Okay, listen, Chopped, you simply hand over a few cryptos to me and I'll give you back your 5, and then we'll call it even, alright? Starlink, Eurolink, Roy Schwartz losing his mind over here. What's the common denomination? Elon Musk, I think, is the common denomination there, Roy. PPO says, you're forgetting about the GTA Plus subscription for viewer support. $100 reduce a day. Imagine if they made viewer support exclusive to that GTA Plus thing. You'd have to do it. Just, like, even if you just bought it for a month, you would, just to try out virtual reality. You know. What else is in the news? I didn't actually prepare anything else, but I know there was talk of Sony sending out thousands of units of some piece of hardware, and that the speculation is that it's dev kits for PSVR 2. I didn't feel like it was really worth talking about too much because it is what it is. You know, we knew developers were getting dev kits. Obviously, some of them already have them. They're first party, maybe some second parties that they have close partnerships with. Any of the games that would be launching or in the launch window, they probably already have them and have had them for months, if not longer. These ones going out now, though, they're probably for, you know, any old developer. Your EAs, your Ubisofts, your whatnots, even smaller ones. Third parties. Whoops. So that's why I didn't go into that. Roy Schwartz, worshipping Elon. What's happened? What's going on, Roy? I don't have anything against Elon Musk. I'm kind of interested in that Neuralink to see where it goes, although I'd never put anything in my head myself. But yeah. And I think that's it. Is there anything you want to talk about? This stream was messy, not gonna lie. Felt almost like my first time again. I think I have to get used to the music. I should have just turned this down. That's all I had to do. But yeah. Is there anything else to talk about? In terms of PSVR games, still left to come out that I'm interested in. I know Moss is on the way. I'm not interested in Moss, really. I know it's an exceptional game and whatnot. Same as Astrobot, like it's one of the best games, but they're just not my style, platformers. But I'm sure a lot of you might be interested in it. I'm actually really looking forward to that Among Us VR game because it smells like another Werewolves Within. PPO says there's a leaker, can't remember name, but he was the one who was 50-50 for credibility. He got, they said, about the IP for Kojima, which didn't happen, but got the Haven Studio one correct. So Sony acquired Haven Studio, which I assume is what you're talking about. But I feel like you could guess that Haven Studio was going to be acquired. The same way I'm kind of guessing that Deviation Studios is going to be acquired next, you know. And maybe that other one is a Firewalk Studios. They got like these 3 studios that haven't released a game yet. They're like newly formed, and Sony are like really pally with them. Chairface, did you see the spaceship demo stats? I did. I had them. They're in the thumbnail. We talked about them, but they're kind of technical, and I'm a bit stupid, so I wasn't really sure what that's about. That's not to say, people, that person is lying or anything. He could be right. I'm just saying I'm going to take that with a bit of salt, you know. Elon's got a gun, and he has put that gun as like a surname type of gun. What's going on, Roy? Is Roy, are you being watched right now, Roy? Are you trying to send us like a coded message? Should we be concerned, Roy? Are you okay? Is the ham salted? Anyway, I think that's it, lads. Trying to think what else to say. I'm really expecting this week to be a big week for PlayStation in general. Maybe it will involve PSVR 2. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high on that. Although, now that they've been showing things to developers at GDC, maybe they feel like now is the time to be a bit more open about PSVR 2 news. So keep an eye out this week. But definitely expect that Spartacus thing to be revealed. And when I'm talking about Spartacus, I mean their new subscription plan, which isn't really exciting. I'm kind of hoping they just get rid of that, get that out of the way, because I'm sick of hearing about it being rumored, you know. Hopefully they don't up the price of what we have already. Are the Mesa people coming for you, Roy? If he's on this channel, if you're on this channel, the Mesa people are coming for you. All of you. Probably should have warned you. When's the next bad movie night? Good question. I think herself will be going away for Easter for a few days. So that's when I'll have an opportunity to stream some of them video games that you guys are talking about. And maybe even watch a shit movie. Maybe watch Toxic Avenger 2 or whatever if it's on YouTube. I don't know. But yeah, opportunities coming soon. Roy feels haunted. Chillin' cries for help from Roy Schwartz in the chat. Chairface says there's no secrets now anyway, time to show the goods. There is still the matter of the price, which is maybe the most important aspect. How much this thing is going to cost is possibly the biggest factor for whether or not this thing is going to be mainstream or not. And Chopped is down for movie night. There we go. I gotta figure out which voice filter I'm going to use for the next movie night. Mr. Jackpot says, GG. Thank you very much, Mr. Jackpot. I hope you're all keeping well. I'm sorry I've been so shit with the channel. I will get better one day. Things are getting a little bit easier, you know. That's true. Indeed it is. Jackpot says 399, but is 399 too much? You know? Some people, in some ways, I think like 399 is the best we can hope for. But there's another part of me that says 399, we're not getting mainstream for 399. You know? So, I'm conflicted. I don't know what to think. They have some secrets, like we don't know if it has a proper UI, exactly, another one. And we don't know the launch lineup, you know? We've seen Horizon Call of the Mountain, we don't know if that's a day one game or not. Movie night tomorrow on big screen, Jackass Forever. I've seen Jackass Forever. I've watched this, and it was okay. Like, I don't regret watching this, but it's probably my least favorite Jackass movie. Yeah. A lot of penis in that movie, so just be prepared for that. Well, that's probably why you're watching this. Definitely not going mainstream. That's what 15 peeps can join. Yeah, 15 peeps joining that penis movie, huh? Chopped is bouncing. Chopped, thank you for joining, and thank you once again for that generosity. Very much appreciated. PPO says, I'd say 300 is the best, as very close to Quest prices, but 399 is what I expect. Yeah. I mean, even Quest, as good as it is, would you consider it mainstream? You know, if a console sold what the Quest is selling, it would probably be considered like a failure, you know, so I don't know. But each generation, it's going to go up and up. So I think we gotta build it. We gotta build it up. Don't expect it to be like an overnight success. Jackpot will enjoy it then. Lol, shut your mouth, Giuseppe. These two gals going at us in the chat. I'm pretty sure he's at the Ram Ranch right now. I don't know what that means, but I assume it means something to do with penises. There's Roy with the coded messages again. Gotta add the extra 500 for the PS5. Yeah, but if you already own a PS5, do you still consider it an extra then? You know? But you are right, if you want to get into it, and if you don't own it, and considering how hard it still is to get a PS5, a lot of people will have to consider that extra 500 as well. Yeah. We need Firewall, 0 Hour 2, and GT7 Day 1. We need more than that. But yeah, they'd be an excellent start. Especially Firewall, 0 Hour 2. Maybe, what would they call it? What would the subtitle be? Firewall, instead of 0 Hour, what comes after 0? 1. Firewall, 1 hour. There you go. You heard it here first. Give me Firewall 2 and legit Dreams PS5 and I'm sold. Why is Dreams taking so long to get to PS5? Is what I'm wondering. I wonder how Sony look at Dreams. Do they see it as a failure? Even though they're like still supporting it? I think that if they do close down the studio, it's going to be Media Molecule. I feel like they're the next ones that I think they need a success or they might be in trouble. Because as cool as Dreams is, like how many people are playing that every day? How much money are they making on that? PPO says Sony, if they wanted Sony, if they wanted hate, would bundle PS5 and PSVR 2 together, but I'll just be getting the PSVR 2 separately. Well, that could be a way to stop, you know, just get the legit fans to get one as we bundle it with the PS5. Then, you know, I think they're waiting for PSVR 2 drop first. Really? Because they could easily like patch it in like they patched it in with what we have now. Chairfist is definitely a failure. I'm surprised they haven't released it on PC yet as well. But I'd say once it comes to PS5, there'll probably be PC version 2. I think. Although the potential for modding that is maybe would make them nervous. I don't know. Apparently it's going to be able to perform art that's not possible on a 4. So that means it won't be crossplay. Or will there be like some levels you can play and then some levels... I don't know where you're hearing that though from. It could be just something that someone's made up. Is there actual leaks happening about this? Muzz says, I really hope VR2 gets off to a flying start. No more of this slow rolling start to eventually get some good games. Yeah, if they're smart. They have, but if it's delayed to 2023, which I feel like becomes more likely with every passing day, then I'd expect them to have some good stuff ready. But all this time we've been waiting. PPO says, I'm guessing they're waiting as it would be PSVR and PSVR 2 same controller scheme. Interesting. Decepticon says, legit artists been yapping. Alright, I'll have to look into that. I think they had like an MP's award there today, was it, or yesterday? Ray Schwartz, y'all ever tried Delta 8? I'm feeling it, homie. I don't know what Delta 8 is. Is that some kind of drug? I feel like it's probably a drug, Roy, and I would explain your messages. Hopefully we get Dick Wild 3. Give me that arcade hero arcade. I can't remember what that was called. Jackpot says we need multiplayer exclusives, otherwise it's just playing catch up with the quest games. Not one single quest game can match Firewall 0 Hour, so don't even try, except for Phasmophobia. That doesn't count because you need a PC, you know. Anyway, PPO says, I hope they have an iMap so I can see all the people who stare at Aloy's ... I wonder will she even be in the game? Roy, on that hemp, it's basically weed. Delta 8, not you too, Roy. I thought you were a real straight shooter, but I guess not. Lads, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I've been streaming for how long? Where's the time? There used to be a clock on the bottom. It's disappeared. I did an update, so now everything's kind of different. Mr. Daniel says, guess I'm the only one. The Skippy audio. Damn, this comment feels like it was a reply from like 2 hours ago. Guess I'm the only one. The Skippy audio. I'll catch the last Halo on a rewatch. I'm so confused, Donnie, with these cryptic messages. But Donnie, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I'm sorry you had a subpar user experience. Decepticon says 1 hour. Thank you, Decepticon. It's legal. Doesn't make it right, you know. There's the correct time. Lads, I'm gonna bounce. Alright, mind yourselves. I'll see you in approximately 3 months. Okay. Be good. And you know, stay off the drugs, as I always say.
What the fuck is this?
And stay moist, obviously.